Hello everybody, Jared back again, and welcome back to another episode of Vintage Story out here on our new playthrough. I guess this is episode 3. Yeah, let's just jump into it here, guys. So where did we end off last episode? We were very close to getting our first medal, and we had our first cooking pot. Oh, look at that! I think it just ended its first cook-off there, which is absolutely awesome. That means we have at least a few different servings, 3 servings of a chanterelle puffball stew with red frickin' meat. That is so awesome. I have some more food on me that I might want to just like munch on, because it's all gonna go bad if I try to store it in here, because I don't think I have not yet fired a storage clay vessel yet, so we have nowhere to really store it. And I have those guys ready to go. Right, for metal, of course. So let's just eat these puffballs, get them out of the way here. And the chanterelles, I just want to have less inventory in my backpack, particularly because after I get my first medal and all this stuff kind of fired off, I kind of want to try maybe tomorrow getting ourselves moved further south to a little bit more of a permanent location. I don't want this to be my final resting spot. We are on a continent, I believe, at the very least. It should be a continent. So my hopeful like final location for our settlement is going to be on the southern part of the continent, so we can set up a dock and a boat and a base near water, near the ocean, so that we can do our ocean exploring from there. Okay, let's get ourselves prepped for food. And I don't think we actually needed the other cup there, because we don't have any meat. Not meat. Oh no, wait, do we have fat? Did we get any fat from that animal? We did not. We got a raw hide, but no fat, unfortunately, which is a little bit annoying because, well, it just means that we can't cure this hide, nor can we make ourselves a lantern, which is what I wanted to do there. So maybe one of the things we want to do while we're waiting for our charcoal, because I think we still have a few hours. Never mind, we have 22 minutes. I want to get myself a piece of fat so I can get a lantern. A charcoal lantern, not a charcoal lantern, a fat lantern. Words. Let's, right, that's supposed to be my backpack, isn't it? Let's put some more stuff over in our chests, in our friend over here. Yeah, you can have all of this jazz. I forgot how close we were to finishing off getting another bag here as well, because we have the 3 twine there, and I'm assuming we have some other twine in another spot. Where do I want to do my initial firing of stuff? So I have my pit kilns on this side. I think I will make this over here be my spot for foraging and stuff like that. So let's get ourselves a little bit more space here. And I'll make myself a little bit of a landing spot using some of this stuff. And let's make it into packed dirt. Like so. And say shelf and roof. Absolutely beautiful. So to start our fire for our crucible, we again need a piece of grass. Like so. And 4 pieces of wood. And I'm going to immediately actually take that wood off and put it back on here, because I don't want that there. And then I can put my crucible in there and grab my 60 copper. I don't want the 4 because that's not going to give me a round number. So for every 20 pieces of copper, you're going to get 100 units. So every 100 units is a bar or a pour, I guess, for the most part. So each of these are going to be a 100 unit pour. So let's go bring those over there as well, and then we can lay them out where they need to be. Let's say you go there, and you go there. Those are my first 3 pours. Still, oh wait, are you done? It's done. Heck yeah. Do I trust it? Just a second. Let's give it one more second. I'm also going to preheat this. Might as well just get it started while I am digging out the charcoal. So I like to use 2 peat just to warm it up. So peat will only burn if you hover over it to 900 C. And then if you hover over the copper nugget, it doesn't start to smelt until 1084 C. So this is a good way to preheat your oven, but then you need a hotter burning material to get farther on there. And there we go. We've got ourselves some charcoal. Let's get this stuff dug up. I'm not going to dig all of it up because I don't want to be running around with giant stacks of charcoal, but I want at least 4 or 5 maybe. 9 it looks like I got myself there. So I'm going to throw, yep, it got through. And now it's going to go on the next step. Perfect. Then we'll go through these 9 pieces of charcoal and see how far that'll take us. Absolutely beautiful. While that is heating up, I need to get myself a piece of tongs. Now, to get tongs, I'm either going to want cattails or I've got, oh yes, okay, I've got 5 cattails. So I need 1 more cattail, or you can also use vines to make rope. Now, where was I finding cattails? Let's see if there's any more over in the lakes over here. Get over here. I think I just need 1 more for what I'm going for, right? Yes, 6 pieces. So if I do that, I'm gonna get 1 rope. Perfect. And then it should just be 6 sticks for a piece of tongs, and I'm gonna put that in my offhand. And now I have the ability to hold on to that crucible. All right, there we go. Let's grab this off. I'm gonna take this charcoal off so it doesn't keep burning. And I've got myself 300 units of copper. Heck yes. So first things first, obviously, got ourselves the pickaxe. Now I've just put that pickaxe out in the rain. You do not want to get these guys wet, or the frames could possibly burst, and you may or may not get your pickaxe or whatever your pour is. Sometimes you can get it back. So if you're like, you can use like your the words. You can use your watering can if you wanted to try and break these early, but you might lose the form itself, but you might also lose the metal within. So I would suggest just being patient and letting it go the whole way. So in the meantime, I'm gonna put this pile of dirt above it just in case it does rain. It is only a fresh breeze and only moderate, low rift activity, so we should be okay there. Okay, well, I guess we just have to wait the night here, actually, because we have to wait for this to cool down naturally without water. You can see the temperature up there. It's slowly dropping, but I can't make myself anything until it drops all the way down. But it's still pretty light out, even though it's only 2200. And seeing as the current rift activity is low, I feel fairly safe to maybe do a little bit of stick collecting or something in the meantime. Well, I return without a single morsel to my name. I was chasing a goat for a little while. I got him 2 or 3 times, but he was just too fast and he got away from me. I don't know if I said, but I did get the 3 things going in the pit kiln here. So I got the 2 nails and strips and the 1 clay vessel firing away, so they are ready for us. And I also see that my 4 ingot molds are also going to be ready to go at some point. So let's get this mold just set down over here. And how close are you guys? We have a hardened hammer, a hardened pick, and a hardened prospecting pick. So we can make ourselves our first tools. This is absolutely fantastic. So got myself a pickaxe, get that there. Got myself a hammer and a prospecting pick. Absolutely phenomenal. Ready to hit the world running. And with my last 6, what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna make a really quick tool rack here. So I can take my tool rack. What am I doing? There we go. And put it on the wall. Let's just put it right here. And all the tools that I don't want around with me, I can just stick on this tool rack. And by all the tools, I mean the 3 tools. It'll take 4 tools. Pretty sick little nifty thing. All right, so with my new prospecting pick and pickaxe, I'm gonna go get myself some more copper. I see a bowtorn and a drifter over there, and he's looking at me right now. You know what? Let's see if I can eat 1 little munch here out of my food and then fill her back up and then head back out. Ooh, I might need to get a couple different servings here. There we go. My last serving. I'm going to head right back out and see if... Do I have room in here? I have room in there for you. If I can get myself some more copper here. So let's head back to the northwest there, back to our copper spots, and get digging. All right, so I got on the map my first spot here, so I want to make sure that I am right over where they were. So like if I go to the map, it's even nice to just zoom in a little bit so you make sure you're right on top of it. And let's see how far down this copper is. If it's right, oh thank kind of goodness actually here. That looks like it is at least a little bit picked down, which is good actually, because that means it's really annoying when the copper is right on top or right below the gravel, because, oh yeah, medium. So you can see the quality at the top. There's low, medium, rich, and bountiful, I think. Poor, medium, rich, and bountiful. So you get, if I grab this nugget, you get more copper per, or more metal, depending on the quality, per chunk, depending on the quality. So medium's not bad. You usually only get medium or low on these surface deposits. And let's see how much copper we get out of this thing. It's still pretty dark on the recording here, so I'm gonna throw my torch on as well so you guys can see a little bit better. And got one here. So these nodes, I don't know if you knew this, they kind of spawn in discs that are in the same, they mold themselves to the terrain. So because the terrain is kind of sloping down, that means this disc is going to slope. If it was on flat terrain, then this disc would be flat. And then if it's on a steep hill, it would be like a really steep node. So it doesn't spawn in like square chunks or circle chunks. It spawns in discs, if that makes sense. Hopefully it does. All right, let's get this thing all mined up. All right, I think I got all of it. So I've got 39 chunks of medium native copper there, which is actually pretty sick. But before I head away, I'm going to show you a little bit about prospecting. We're going to do two different versions of prospecting. So there's two different settings. If you press F, you'll have two different settings. One is long range and one is short range. So short range is if you hit a spot, it's going to take a perimeter of 6 blocks in each direction around this spot and say if there is any ore nearby. So it's saying there's actually still a small amount of copper. That means I have not got all of it. So we'll keep looking for it. The other setting, if I press F again and go to long range, we'll do a scan of the entire block around me. So what you need to do is you need to hit 3 different chunks. And each chunk, you can see over in the text box there, I need 2 more samples. You need a sample, but each sample needs to be 3 blocks away. So I did one there. I can do 1, 2, 3. So I could do this block right here. And then I need one more 3 blocks away. So 1, 2, I already see the copper right there. I'm gonna do this one over here. And I see the copper, so that means I probably have to go a little further that way. So in this block, if I press the map, and let's get rid of all these things that my spawner has popped up, or my map thing has popped up. All right, it's giving me a spot. So in this area, I have a pour reading of sulfurite, bismutite, cassiterite, and then a little bit of aluminum, cinnabar, and halite, which is kind of cool actually. That means there's some salt nearby here. And we'll go through what all of these like different readings mean. It just means those are the chance that those things are spawning in this block. All right, let's get the rest of this copper. It seems like we missed a little bit. Small means there's probably quite a few blocks nearby actually. Small is there's a minuscule amount, there's small, and they're medium, large, just like in the size of the chunk. What am I looking for here? The quality. Kind of like quality. Yeah, see, I'm missing at least 4 or 5 different chunks here probably. This is not a bad first haul, to be completely honest. It's pretty awesome. Oh yeah, there's a decent amount I've left here. So the thing about how things spawn is that they will always spawn touching each other at least in some point. So you can see that there is a spot here. I can knock this one out and it might spawn. So even though it said nothing here, it might have spawned something down in this corner, I guess you could see. So it was here. It could spawn one down here. Oh my gosh. We just discovered something else as well. So you even though if you can't see a new block, that doesn't mean it's not spawned around it. So I'm knocking this one out. There might be one hidden here, here, or here, because that's technically touching this block, right? So also if I'm going to break this one apart, because it could also have spawned there or there, right? But it looks like not. I think that's probably all of it. Let's take another quick gander using our prospecting pick using short range. See if we're getting anything else here. And again, because it's doing a 6 blocks radius, if I wanted to be really, really sure, I'd open this, saying there is trace amounts, but I'd also open one way over in the corner there. So there's like one block somewhere around here of copper. Now, I'm not too sure if I want to spend a massive amount of time trying to find just that last little bit. Because we got so much early on, like so many readings, we're probably going to be okay. This means there is a ruin that has spawned right there. Oh, that's where all this noise is. I'm going to not go down there. I am not geared up enough and definitely not armored up enough to deal with locusts, which is what those are. If you heard that little ringing noise, I should have known there was locusts, because that is the noise that locusts make. And I'm not ready for them yet. I could, I guess, make note of where they are. I'm just gonna leave them alone. All right, and getting myself back out of here. I'm gonna grab the gravel that I spawned, or that I dug up, and make myself a little bit of a gravel tower. Perfect. Now I'm gonna make sure that I go in here and remove any trace of where I've been, because there's no more copper here. But we've got a few more copper nodes, so we might as well grab a decent chunk, because we have to get ourselves a anvil going sooner than later. So I finished that last one over here. That's all 4 of the nodes done, and we ran away with basically 3 full stacks. So 2 full stacks, 50, and then I have every different stone is going to give you different stacks. So this is copper and slate, and this is all copper and chert. But that is almost 3 full stacks of medium copper. That is a lot of copper. So let's get ourselves home, get these guys hammered out and smelted. All right, some of this stuff is still firing away, but one thing that is done is, the anvil. Oh, well, never mind. It's all just finished. Absolutely beautiful, which means our 2 plates have been done and our storage vessel. Let's get this guy in here immediately. What I'm gonna do is I'm gonna place him right there. Do I have any fresh food that needs to go in there? I don't even know if I have any fresh food on me right now. Not really. I'll put my flax grain in there. So these vessels, if you look at them, grain will perish at half the speed, vegetables at 0.74 speed, and others a little bit less. And that will go up if I enclose it in a cellar, which right now it is not, that's okay. Do I have any food left? I've got myself a little bit of food here, and that is the last of my cooked food. So I'm gonna need to make myself a little bit of porridge or something. But before we run out and grab some food, let's get this copper going. So what do we have? I've got 5 on me there. I'm gonna grab my hammer. So what you do with the hammer is you just click, go below, and then boom. Boom. How much are we gonna end up with? Each time you do this, you are using up the durability on your hammer, so you have to be aware of that. Let's put all this aside there. We'll get the hammer off to the side for right now. Let's get these guys placed down, because we're gonna be pouring into them. And into the crucible they go. So this is gonna take almost 4 stacks. So if I did all 4 stacks, I would get 2,560. I don't want quite that much. I want, can't remember exactly how much it is, and then 20 more right there. So that's 2,500. So this is gonna take 400, 600, 7, 8, 9, and then this takes 12, I believe. So altogether that is 21, and then I'll have a little bit left over for another pour after that. So yeah, let's go like that. Get as much in there as possible. You can also store the crucibles with the materials in them still, which is kind of nice. So you don't have to use it all up, if that makes sense. All right, you are good to go. Put that in my backpack. Let's go grab that last little bit of coal from right there. We'll grab some more, obviously. Hi, buddy. Because it's going to need more than just that little bit there, I think. The more you have in the crucible, the more fuel you need to heat it up. But I don't think it's going to need much more than 11 or 12, maybe, if I'm remembering correctly. Let's start by putting in 14 and see how far that takes us. We just have to make sure we come back for it. All right, cool. And let's put the rest of this copper in my storage here, so I have it ready to go. And one other thing that I is I'm going to need a way to heat up those bars once we're ready for them. So let's make ourselves some cobblestone. So I'll make myself 12. Perfect. And that's going to get me 1. Do I want another forge? You know what? 1 forge is fine for now, probably, because I can actually heat up to 4 pieces. Let's get the forge down. Right there. And while we're waiting, let's make sure this is all a little bit waterproofed as well, because I don't want rain coming in and breaking any of this stuff down. So I'm going to grab myself a little bit more dirt, make myself more packed dirt, get myself a little bit of roofage going on here. All right, there we go. Are you roofed in? No, I need 3 more. 1, 2, 3. All that's roofed in, but you, my friend, are not roofed in. You get a fancy one like that. And ooh, you get a fancy one like that, because that also needs to be roofed in for that to work. Absolutely beautiful. We need more food. I don't think I have any food in any of these containers here. I do want to get these guys in here so that I don't forget about them. Did I put any food in either of these? Nope. We do have our raw medium hide. Oh wait, I have grain. All right, so grain is in here. Let's actually immediately get this over here and into you. Put you back on there. 2 servings. I could just make some servings of porridge with no other food in there, but I think we can do better than that. I think that we can actually go get ourselves a little bit of fruit and vegetables. All right, I'm just gonna call it at 5. That's fine. That's a lot of mushroom. That's a lot of mushroom porridge. Wait, did we learn that if I could do mushroom porridge, or that doesn't work? That actually might not work. It might have to be fruit. Now I'm a bit scared that I'm not gonna be able to get this. Those are white currant that are flowering but not ready to go. Let's go see if I'm going to be out of luck here. I'm thinking about something different. Let's do 1, 2. Nope, that works, and that works. Perfect. Absolutely beautiful. Let's put ourselves on there. My kind of rule of thumb is however many servings you have, that's kind of how much fuel it'll take. It might take like 1 more, so I'll add 1 more. With peat, it's not that big of a serving type. That torch has 3 hours left, so I'm gonna break that torch, put it back on. Now it has 48 hours left. And this torch over here, 3 hours, 48. Perfect. And let's put you back down, and let's see how far along you are. You're not even halfway. It takes quite a bit. In fact, I'm a little bit scared it's gonna burn through all of that fuel. So let's get another 5 or 6 more in there just to be extremely cautious. We'll just grab that entire thing, toss you in there. 12 more. That should get us burned through that. Here's hoping. All right, what's next? Well, we're waiting for that because we could just let that go to fully liquid and then cool, and then we can just reheat it again. But I think I might just do a little bit of a gander around and do some more pickaxing. Because if I can find some really high readings of cassiterite, I might be able to get ourselves copper going right away. Or I could just start meandering south. Maybe I will just meander south while we have a little bit of daylight, which is like almost no more daylight. I could meander south to see if we can see the ocean, but I think we're gonna have to wait. We're gonna wait until it's all poured out. What is this? We've just been sitting by this tiny ruin this whole time. What's in here? We got ourselves an extra knife and an extra shovel and a book. What is that going to give me? It's going to give me metalworking 20 XP. Nom. Kind of wish that they, marble. What is this jazz? I answered a comment earlier today saying I might just be able to find, like, cassiterite right in my backyard. But, oh, good God. Hey, buddy. I thought you were like way farther away. You snuck up on me hard. But finding some marble in your backyard is also kind of crazy. White marble. You can grind marble into lime. So if you can't find limestone, white marble will do a trick. Let's take a quick gander at our copper, and then maybe I'll head over there and see if I can do another reading as well. What do we got going on? Close. We'll be back with another reading. But we're gonna take ourselves a thing of food with us on the way because you are done, right? Oh no, it's almost done. It's cold. It didn't go all the way. I failed. Oh, I failed because I had one too many berries in there. So it would have just kept on going. Or sorry, one too many black trumpets. You need to make sure that you have the exact number of things. You guys are probably screaming at me about that. All right, I'll put that back in there. Hopefully that will finish before anything. And I'll just munch on these guys on my trip here. Oh, there is copper in my backyard. I'm just going to... Yeah, I'll grab it. But I'm going to leave it alone for right now. Let's see if there's more pieces around. Hiding under all these dirts. But, hey, we ran out of copper. It's now on the map. Cool. Ah! Ah! Run away! The current rift activity is medium. That means we are going to be chased around a little bit. That's okay. We'll just keep hopping. Keep ourselves ahead of the game here. I might want to go barricade myself inside. We will see how annoying it gets. I can always take a nap if I need to. Am I gonna be able to get myself out of here? Ooh, I see some flax right there, actually. All right. Decent cassiterite. Oh, well, there we go. We have a half decent reading right here. That's not terrible. Fucking game glitching on me. There we go. And in the meantime, while I'm collecting food and stuff, I am gonna grab, seeing as I'm already grabbing the thing, might as well grab the seeds. I can always run back for these later on if I need to. I'm just noticing that I'm almost out of grains to make myself more porridge in the future, so getting my grain stock back up is probably not a bad idea. I did not even check if this was both rye, and it was both rye. Perfect. And I see some more flax. Keeping ourselves ahead of all the drifters that are slowly crawling behind us, probably. And my knife broke, but I had another one in my backpack. Heck yeah. And this is a growing onion 6 out of 7, which means I probably will get an onion out of it. Nope, but I got one out of that one. Oh, got ourselves another pear tree just south of us here. So I'm just going to mark it on the map. I'm not going to dig it up right now. And I'm just munching on some flax seeds as I walk along. Ah, here we go. This is what I was coming for. Hopefully I don't get... Whoa! Hey, look what I just found. Some more copper. Absolutely perfect. Anything else over here? There we go. And you know what? I actually like this hole a little better. So let's give ourselves a little bit of a tippy-tap. Tippity-tappity, tippity-tappity. Love that noise. Tippity-tappity. And one more tippy-tappy. Further down. Do not jump out at me, creepy crawlies. And there we go. We have a high cassiterite spot right here. Are we near a water source of any kind? We are near this water source over here. So you know what? While we're roaming, I'm going to go over here and do another tippy-tap near the water source. Let's continue collecting rye as we go along. The reason why I like to do it near water sources is, and I'll show you this in the future, I like to use water for my mining. So we're closing in on the water source over here. Hopefully we do not find like a bear on our tail or something. Hello, Mr. Water Source. Let's utilize this little wall for finding ourselves some rock. So what I like to do to find rock on walls like this is I like to dig myself in, dig over, and then dig over the other way. And then from standing in like one spot, you can usually hit right there. Boom, 1, 2, 3, right here. 1, 2, and then I need to go a little further. That kind of screwed me up by having that there, but I can do that one right there. And boom. So high cassiterite right here, which means, and high bismite. So there up here was high 0.18. This is also 0.18. So I can use this little bottle of water in the future to go get myself some cassiterite. Home sweet home, and there is a freaking... Well, there's enemies at the gate all over out there. Good gosh. Do I have enough grass in here? I do have enough grass. I'm gonna make myself a bed. Let's put you in here. We got some food, so let's put some food into you. And using my 3 pieces of hay grass. These are, and I got a comment about this too, which they're completely correct. Hay grass are a brilliant initial door because they're really easy to break. I've just been hoarding my grass. I hear you. Such a scary noise. Oh shoot. Dig you up. Let's get my bed down, and I'm gonna sleep myself till morning, where these guys will hopefully be despawned, and we'll be good to go. Did you get yourself done? Yes, my crucible is done. I'm gonna have to reheat it up in the morning when it isn't a horror show out there. So let's try and sleep. Good God, look at that guy trying to munch on me. Ah, that is so terrifying. Oh, whoa, my gosh. You didn't just spawn through, did you? Oh, thank goodness. I'm gonna sleep through this horror show. Good night. Be gone. Hopefully they will go away in the morning. All right, so 2 o'clock, 3:11, 4:30, and I'm gonna get up for the next one there at 6:15. If you hit shift, you'll wake up. Now they're gonna stay out there for a little while. You are in the worst, but they should slowly run away as the night wears on. Guys, seriously, piss off. This is the most annoying. You know what? I might have to run away and get myself 2 different blocks so that it will despawn. I think they despawn as you get further away. I just don't want to have to deal with it right now. But I also want this guy heating up. So let's put a couple sticks in here. You go there. These will only burn to 750, but 750 is better than nothing. And then I'm going to make a little bit of a run for it while those guys heat up. So, be gone, my friend Dirts, and running for it. Oh, I just found some Sphavite stones. That means, right below here, Meteoric iron. So Sphavite stones are a stone. If I, again, shift press H, it's not gonna tell me. Drops Sphavite stone. There we go. They consist partly melted material likely formed during an impact event. So meteoric iron is iron from a meteor. So a meteor came and hit this spot and melted the stone to this and left a chunk of iron. You can see the meteoric iron spots. They usually look like a circle on the ground. So you can see them from the air a little bit. You can see the impact craters. Meteoric iron is in between iron and steel in its strength. So you actually need iron to get meteoric iron. It's a little bit better. This is spelt. Do I want spelt? I will accept spelt for right now, even if I throw it away. I think I see a ruin in the background there. Right back there. Can I see that on the map? It's a little town right there. I do not have enough inventory space to deal with that. Okay, it's looking relatively safe over here. Let's take a look at this guy. He's at 500 degrees. Let's get a little bit more charcoal in there. At that temperature, we probably can get away with just doing 1 piece of charcoal. And it will probably be able to get us above where we need to. I can always add 1 more if need to. We're solidified. It's gonna turn kind of yellow when it's ready to go. There it is, contained molten. I'm gonna wait for it to at least get over 1,000 Cs, and now I'm gonna take it off and pour this bad boy. It takes forever to pour this thing. Done. And then you guys, and then I got 4 for you. Absolutely sick. I'm gonna do I need another prospecting pick? I'm gonna leave the prospecting pick alone. I'm gonna grab another hammer though, another pickaxe. And that'll leave me with 800 units left. So then that's 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. And that will be all of the things I need. So this one will do an absolutely beautiful second pour sooner rather than later. I want to get these guys out to show you what those all do. So I'm going to give myself a little bit of a task while I'm waiting. Is there any other direction I want to go in? You know what? No, we're going to go as a team over to those ruins and we'll see what we got over there. Let's just put everything that we don't need away and lean things like shovels and stuff up against the wall that are garbage. Is there anything else that I don't need? I probably don't need an axe with me. And I can take this bad boy with me to put on my back. So I have something to go with me. And let's make sure that we are topped off on food. Yep. Grab you. Perfect. And let's head over to those ruins. I'll see you when I get there. All right. Coming up on the ruins of an old town, it looks like, which is absolutely awesome. Let's see what we got in here. I'm going to leave the torches alone. I might take this door with me, though. I didn't bring my axe. So I'm going to use a shovel to knock this door down. Done. Even though I am currently, as we speak, getting ready to make myself an axe. Oh, heck yeah. We got myself a crock. Let's grab you. Perfect. I don't have to fire it now. There is a jug there. I'm going to leave the jug alone because I feel like I'm going to grab too much stuff here. What else we got up here? Is that a barrel? Is that a barrel? It is a barrel, and again, I'm so close to being able to have enough stuff to use that, and I don't want to have that in my inventory. I'm going to leave it alone. I don't think there's anything on the roof, so I'm not going to go up there, I don't think. Is there anything up there, we think? I don't think there's going to be anything up there, so I'm going to leave it alone. Let's check the next house here. What do we got? We got some chickens around somewhere. Nothing there. Check you. I've got a Treasure's Guardian blueprint. These blueprints are, let's take an H at them. They make a aged wooden chest. Storage slot 16. So it's just an aesthetic choice. And a bunch of spider webs. I'm going to take all of it for right now. Sure, why the heck not? Anything else of note in here? There is a door I could grab if I wanted to, but I'm going to leave it alone. I don't think there's anything up in there, so I'm going to leave all that there. There is some fired black ceramic shingles. You know what? I'll take them, and if I have room for them in my storage, I'll keep them because they might be useful later on. Let's go up here. I got some more right here. Perfect. These stack up to 64, so I have enough room for them all. And there's nothing there. I could take the roofs off all of these. I think these are probably also black shingled roofs themselves. But I think I'm going to leave that alone for right now. All right, let's take a gander over on this side. Very similar to the one we just did. What do we got in here? Copper. Cool. Some more shingles. And anything up there? No. What about out this door? Not that I can see. And then down here, more shingles. And another chest here. What do we got in here? We got ourselves some crushed aluminum for dyeing. I'm going to leave that alone for right now. We got black ceramic shingle block, 45 of them. I can't see a world where I'm going to use them, but I think I might take them anyway, just because they might be a fun little block. I see you guys. All right, I need some more storage room, and I'm full up on shingles. In fact, I have double the amount of shingles. So let's get, what do I want to throw out for right now? Let's just throw out those shale blocks. Put you there, and then let's get you down. Shingle, shingle, shingle. Door. Spider's webs. You, croc. And let's put the copper in there. Absolutely perfect. Perfect. And what else did I want from in here? I wanted you, and I wanted you. I'm going to leave the Illum for right now. I can't see a world where I'm using that for a while. And if we need to find it, we can always come back. If I ask in a future episode, bemoaning myself not having a loom, it's right there. All right, let's take a quick gander at what we've done so far. So we've checked these two houses. We've checked this house. Looks like there's more on this side that I didn't see. Yep, there we go. This is why you use the map. What do we got in here? More shingles. Perfect. Wait. Do I not have room? I got room. There we go. And so these make these roof blocks basically, but they also make the blocks themselves. So I could, if I wanted to, because they're actually quite expensive to make and take a long time, a lot of clay forming to make those to make those shingles. So there is a chance in the future I might want to come back and scavenge all of these roof bits if I am going to use clay shingles. That is, we'll see. But I can also make more of these blocks. So now I have the shingles that can be used to build this block if we really like it for some reason. It's a bit odd, but it is what it is. Let's see if there's anything in here that I want to see. I don't think so. I think that, yeah, that's kind of empty. All right, I think that that is it for this ruin. There's a little bit of a piece over here. Anything to note? Nope. All right, let's head back to the homestead. And we have returned. All right, right away, what I'm going to want to do is get this guy refired here. So I'm going to grab one of you. Boom. Grab my torch. Light you up. Absolutely beautiful. And once that's done firing, although it actually was already pretty hot. Either way, it's this one piece of peat, so it's not a big deal. Once the peat is done firing, it'll fire my charcoal and make this guy all nice and hot, because these guys have already hardened. One of the new things on 1.21 is when you remove something from the anvil mold, you actually have to break the mold itself. So when I want to upgrade from my copper anvil here to tin and steel and all that kind of jazz, I guess actually just my copper. Sorry, just my my tin. Just when I want to upgrade to my tin, bronze. Oh my god. When I want to upgrade to bronze, I'm gonna have to re-pour that mold, unfortunately. Oh my god, why did I do that? That's, at least it didn't break. I can just right click and pull these things out. And we're all pulled out. And that has given us 4 pieces of metal. Absolutely beautiful. And 4 nails and strips. And we're gonna pour even more in just a second here. Let's get you up there. Grab you. Put you in my inventory. Good to go again. 1, 2, 4. Oh, and I just got to level 2 in woodworking. You can see down there in the taskbar there. I have 2 more 100 copper here. I think I'm gonna hold on to those and make 2 more things of nails and strips. All right. Well, those cool. I'm gonna throw these guys in here, and we are going to be forging those into a axe, a shovel, some shears, axe, shovel, shears, and one more thing, guys. What is it? A saw blade, and with that, that will get everything that we need to make some chests to get ourselves over down south to our new location. But I think I am going to leave that for hit the right button, Jared. Next episode. So thank you very much for watching. This might have been a long episode. There is a goat back there, guys. Meat right back there. That's for next episode. All right. Thank you very much for watching, guys. Please like, comment, and subscribe, and I will see you in the next episode. Bye, everybody.